Hey guys, welcome into the Puggle Reborn channel. We are back with another Small Things Found. Eesh, that's disgusting. Nonetheless, we ended up coming all the way up north here. I was down here. I took some trading goods and brought it all the way to the north. Ended up here, checked out the prices here. Obviously, it was well supplied. Then coming down here, there was an issue with this town. I didn't do the quest for them. So in which case, they were giving me crap prices. Usually you can get pretty good prices here. But really what we're looking at right now is this spices at 320. Now I can tell you this, at each town that I went to, between these two towns, the selling prices were 403 and 436. So that part is really nice, right? Because we're at a neutral relationship with both of these towns, and I was able to at least get that 100 extra crowns for it. However, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys about this. I was going to these two towns and getting the exact same prices. The exact same prices. And in fact, if I was to make relationships, good relationships between these four towns, I could get even better selling prices than I could in the north. Now, that doesn't mean that there's no diversity between the different towns that you go to. But I have noticed, like, certain towns have, one of them has, it says they're looking for incense, and it'll show in the top right like this. And when you go there, you're going to get prices like the seasonal fair. For instance, the seasonal fair is 320 to 555. That's a huge boost, right? And the other thing is, the sulfurous rocks are another thing that has been selling really great. South, north, this has been about 100 crowns in variance, at least for selling prices. So yeah, I mean, granted, I get it. We're dealing with a seasonal fair, but I just want you guys to understand that it just depends on where you're at. The best thing to do is get your inventory high, full of these different trading goods, and sell at the best price when you come across it. I mean, even if it is the first town going into the north or the highest, sometimes you come across a town that is requiring spices or they're requiring incense. So it just depends. It really just depends. The other thing here, I just want to show you this. This is pretty cool. Because it's seasonal fair, you get named items around. And this was the named item that popped up. Very beautiful. I figured since I was here, I'd show you that. There is some crafting things I want to show you, but I'm going to wait because we're not in a crafting town. So, starting out with the next thing, speaking on a crafting item, the acid flask. I don't know if you know this, but I did only face one Lindworm, and that was in the arena. However, you can now buy acid flasks in the alchemist shop. That is so freaking amazing. Like, for me, I love that. There's so many instances where I wish I had the acid flask, and I hold onto them all the way until I get to the monolith, and I just have like a pile of acid flasks. Now I can just buy them at will. I mean, every town I was going to, every other day you'd find a flask, an acid flask. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Now there is some really big things here too I want to clear up because I made a mistake with my build. I thought it was working. After further review, it is not true. I know a lot of you guys might have seen it. If you haven't already, you can check out the channel. I killed the Mad Barbarian with just the Quaddle Dagger, or the Cuddle Dagger. I gotta stop calling it that. The Cuddle Dagger, I ended up killing him with that. Just that alone. No dogs, no nets, none of that stuff, okay? And one of the things that I brought up was Duelist. Now, the damage that you're seeing right now is fair. It's fair. Not a lot of armor damage, though you are getting 3 strikes. And then what was happening was, I thought this was being applied. I see the double grip being applied, and then I go over here, double grip being applied. I don't have the Duelist. And if we go over here, it's the same exact damage. So that was my mistake, and I want to correct that now with you guys on the channel. It doesn't work. So if I could go back, without a doubt, I would take Duelist out and I'd go right in Killing Frenzy. I don't need Berserk. Granted, Berserk would be really, really dangerous because this brother in particular, you get 1 action point after you kill somebody. So you throw that on, you could probably hit at least, you know what? I actually think you could hit, how many, what is it per strike? 3 AP. So you get it for sure you could get 5 strikes out of this. So you could end up doing a build this way. Some people were asking also, why did I do these two together? Guys, This damage right here, this strike, if I had put the net on the Mad Barbarian, I'd be causing injuries on him. It literally is stupid how much you can do with injuries. It is just this combination for this dagger is absolutely just sickening. If I'll be doing a gameplay part 4 that you guys can check out on the channel later today. So just look for that. But I just wanted to crush that now because I don't want to mislead. Oh, I didn't want to mislead you guys at least with that. So moving on. Let's see other things that I ended up finding. This is pretty big. Archers and raiders now. You know when we go into combat and you have your line of men, you got your brother, you got your front line, your back line, back line for them, and they normally will run in. I have, as you can see right here, you guys already can see it, I have 3 archers technically. And you know as well as I do, if you have 2 archers, they will come after you. They act like, oh my gosh, you're going to kill every one of us. And so they come crashing into the line. Not anymore. They will actually, if they have 4 archers or they're matching you, or if they're matching you in archery, they will stay back and just shield wall. And they'll just let their archers shoot at you. So get ready, boys and girls, because you're going to want to start rolling out your, how are we going to run and crash into them quickly? Because they will literally just sit there and they'll let their marksmen do their worst. And you know, as well as I do, marksmen are RNG kings in this game. So yeah, just something to think about. That's a huge detail, even though it's in the small detail category. Next thing too was I ended up putting on Fearsome with this. It's working like a champ. I can't even hate on it. It's been working really well. Does it work every single time? No. But I'm just imagining if you come across a named handgun gong, it is I can't imagine. Literally this is my resolve is not that great. And I've been watching some of the morale checks get bumped. My next perk I'm going to put into Fortified Mind, and I'm going to try to put this a little bit higher than it is. But man, it's I don't even know, man. I don't know. It's weird. So with that being said, I want to get into the next part, Ancient Undead. If you guys didn't see my video, just my last video that just got posted, it talks about the Ancient Undead. Does the handgun work against the Ancient Undead? It does not. I would not bring this weapon into the fight. It doesn't do barely any damage to them in terms of like hit point damage. It does shred the armor pretty well. 2 shots will take out almost the full armor. So that's pretty cool. But in terms of actual pure damage, it's not too great. The other thing is all Ancient Undead has the Fearsome perk. And guys, it is stupid. I had, what brother is it here? I had tested this multiple times. Yeah, no, it was one of these 2 guys. It might have been him. Granted, he's at 48. I like all my brothers to be high 40s, or at least 50, or it has to be in the 50s otherwise, and on my front line. Most of my guys, you'll see, this is supposed to be my horn blower. Rally guy when I get to that point. I haven't done any of that, man. I've been stuck on all the trading stuff. But anyways, moving on. I do have, let's just say Torkel here. He got hit 2 times and was wanting to run at 48 resolve. Resolve is going to be a big deal, guys, going forward, especially against Ancient Undead. The monolith is going to be much more difficult, guys, because they're now, instead of most people know the strategy is back up one. All of your brothers, when you're on the front line, this is the line again, right? And this is the Ancient Undead. They will, if you back everybody up 1 tile, they will come crash on your line, right? Not anymore. They do still crash on the line, but it's all at random. They will move their way around you. Some will crash, some will wait and just shield wall. It's an absolute cluster, without cussing there. Yeah, it's an absolute cluster. Not my favorite thing in the world. I will say, however, with the handgun, let's go back to that real quick. It is very effective against zombies. Granted, you're not causing any damage or anything to like injuries to them. Of course, you can't. It's impossible. But for what it's worth, it actually does shred zombies pretty well, which I personally absolutely love that. Okay, next thing. What do we got here? Oh, this one's going to be a big fan favorite. Huge fan favorite. So you know what's really unique about this area down here? I highly suggest giving you guys, if you guys want the map seed, let's give you that real quick. This is the map seed for the Gladiator run. Highly suggest using this map seed. And the reason you're going to want to use this map seed is because these towns right here are thief heaven. If you guys love the thieves, there are thieves everywhere. Everywhere. I literally, every time I come to these towns, I find at least 1 or 2 thieves. And I've already bought, I think I have, yeah, this is my most recent thief that I ended up getting. Excuse me again. I'm dying slowly, I don't know what to tell you. But no, thieves are abundant in this area, and I don't know why. I can honestly say I've been to these 2 towns. I've only been to both of them probably twice each, and a few times over here. But yeah, no, I'm finding them all over right here. So if you guys want thieves, if you're a big thief fan, this is a great map for it. Next thing, let's see, what do we got here? What do we got? The only thing I need to show you now is Fearsome and Three-Headed Flail. I'm starting to wonder if that's a viable build now. Seriously, every time you go to strike somebody, you're getting a little bit into the health points. It's like one, even if it's 1 hit point. If you can build a sergeant with a Three-Headed Flail, it actually might, a duelist at that, you might do some serious damage there. I think that the Fearsome perk is going to be super broken. Somebody's going to find a build that just can't be, just cannot be beat. So the final thing, the last 2 things I want to show you is going to be, number 1 is the taxidermist. So I'm going to pause real quick. We're going to go over to taxidermist, and I'll talk to you in a second. Dirty barbarians, get the hell out of my face. I had a fart in your freaking dish. Okay, so now that we're back here and back with the taxidermist here, I wanted to show you some, or at least one other thing here. The flash pots, or the fire pots, are now just sulfur, oh my gosh, sulfur, I'm going to call it sulfur rock, because for some reason I cannot say it properly, but sulfurous, there we go. So sulfurous rock, it's a selfish freaking rock, I don't know what to, anyways, jagged fang. So this is really easy to get, guys, and when you fight 13, technically they're 13. Usually when you fight Ifrits, it's like 13 of them, 13 of the little guys, and however they morph up, that's a whole nother story. But when you kill them, you're gonna get a lot of these. You can see this was from 1 fight. I got 3 of these from 1 fight, and when you go to actually buy the pots here, go to buy it, it's only 100 crowns. So yeah, you can rock through some fire pots. It is quite amazing, to be completely honest. I freaking adore it. The last thing I want to talk to you guys about is one of my guys on the channel ended up saying his name is D. It's literally, that's it, capital D. There you go. But he brought up the fact that Beast Slayer is having special perks. The Beast Slayer should have special perks, and I want to kind of get into this just a little bit. Not crazy, but just say this. I think that if you ever do a Beast Slayer origin, you know that you get a negative 10% trading goods. And to me, it just doesn't make sense. A barbarian from the far north comes all the way south looking ragged with blood coming out of his freaking lip because he just was chewing on a brain. I'm joking, but that's how people perceive barbarians. And they go to the far south and they have everyone's like, look at this guy. He's very nasty looking. Why don't you buy this over here? I'll give you 10% off. You know what I mean? Like, they tier to that, but they don't to Beast Slayers. They act like Beast Slayers are like The Witcher, but they have no augments or anything that makes them unique. So one of the things that D was bringing up was a possible little icon boosts like the gladiators do, where they have, you can make whatever you want up. I mean, whether it's resolve or a resolve check, kind of like witch hunters. It could be something where they get a boost of 10%, depending on the beast. They get like a certain initiative or some sort of boost to one of their stats because of that particular beast. That would make them more. That would help with their builds, or at least with the origin, because it's been so neglected for so long. I just feel like the only thing that saves it now is the retinue. And yeah, I will say here, the cartographer has actually been really nice for me. I want to get that out too. Whenever I find a bigger location, it seems like it has to be, if I can find something. So, pretty much, let's say a barbarian hut, right? There's a difference between a barbarian hut and a massive camp. And when you find the massive camps, you actually can see like money will shoot up into the top corner here. And it's 100 to 400, and if you come across a legendary location, you're looking at about like 600, 800. So, and I only know that because I ended up finding the watermill somewhere. I don't know. The watermill is somewhere in here. When I was coming up, I ended up finding it. So, anyways. But yeah, so there you go, guys. That's going to do it for today. Let me know what you guys want to see. If there's something else you're interested in, I'd love to get you in here. I do shout-outs, too, for guys that are giving me those great ideas. I know that the devs are watching these videos, so hi, Jason. Hi, Overhype. But yeah, the main thing in here is, guys, whatever it is that can help you guys when you come into the game be most effective. If you do have a strategy or something you want me to try out too, I will do my best to do that with the time I got. So anyways, thanks for coming out. Hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.